Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. Your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use. Sorry, I kind of messed up the end of that beginning teaser introduction thing. Answers that you can use, not answers that you can do. I started to segue into the next thing I needed to tell you, and that is I'm a little hot right now. We've got the air conditioner on here in Seattle, but I've been running around all day just kind of getting rid of some things that have accrued over time, including boxes from products that I no longer use, like old tech that I don't even know if I used all that much when it was sent to me. It's kind of piled up, and since we've got the baby on its way, we are just kind of cleaning house, so to speak, and that's what I've been doing up until 10 minutes ago when I jumped in the shower, got ready, put on a shirt, and am here for you. That's right, I'm clean right out of the shower right now. Can you it's a fresh Pirillo scent right now. Let me go ahead and thank the 949 patrons as of today. Not quite at 1,000 yet. I'm not sure what it's going to take to get there. Maybe we'll do something special with the baby when baby Pirillo finally arrives and do that specifically for patrons. You're all my nomies. You're all welcome to watch this program. It's my take on perspectives. Questions that you might have for me and things that might be going on in my world, as well as things that are going on in the general world. It's August 21st, 2014. I'm not sure what the biggest bit of geek news is today, and no, the birth of our baby is not. But patron Earl Green sent me this link, and I'm not sure if I covered this before, but Sony is basically giving up on selling e-readers. This did not surprise me at all. If I did cover it before, I'm saying it again because Earl brought it up, and I think it's something good to cover. One of the reasons I'm very careful about buying a la carte in an ecosystem that I don't know if it's going to be around forever is specifically this reason. Imagine if I would have purchased Sony ebooks, specifically because I had a Sony e-reader. Well, if Sony goes away, or not just Sony, but if their product goes away and all that stuff that I bought, it's just gone. This is one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of subscription models. So imagine if it was always a greater subscription model for Sony's ebooks. Well, Sony would be able to develop software for iOS, Android, and beyond, and I'd be fine. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to have a Sony e-reader in order to get the content. Now, they may be taking this path with their content. They may not. The idea, though, that Sony's giving up on their hardware just says a lot. I think e-readers, while fantastic, I think are kind of being replaced. Now, if I were to do a lot of digital ebook reading as opposed to print ebook reading, I'd probably go with an e-reader, if only because it's easier on the eyes. I like the idea of e-ink. I think it still has a long way to go in terms of usability, but in terms of battery life, e-ink displays definitely work fantastically better than traditional tablets. E-readers are designed to help you read. But the Kindle, really, I think probably one of the bigger e-readers out there, almost from the very beginning. The Kindle always kind of led the pack, and it came along at a time where the iPad didn't exist. We're still dealing with the world of a lot of laptops and traditional computers in terms of taking in content. So fast forward to a few years, and it seems that most people, if they're going to be doing any kind of e-reading, it might be a little light reading on social, light reading on their favorite websites, but they may be using an app, and that app probably doesn't exist in an e-reader. Now, if you're talking about long-form books, well, look at Amazon. Amazon not just has their own Kindle Fire products, including an e-ink reader or e-ink display-powered reader. But they've got the software available for Android and iOS and potentially even beyond. I think there's one for Windows 8 as well. It's been a while since I fired that one up. So, it's bad news for you, potentially, if you believed in Sony enough to spend a lot of your money with their ecosystem. It seems to be, no matter what you feel, it is going away. It's not an easy business, especially when you have juggernauts like Amazon already in the fray. And then, of course, Barnes & Noble. Yesterday, one of the bigger announcements was Barnes & Noble is partnering with Samsung to basically modify one of their tablets to be the Nook. Will it work? I don't know. I mean, Samsung's obviously done well enough to get them to this point. Is it going to be enough to pull enough people away from Amazon to Barnes & Noble? That remains to be seen. I don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong. I don't know if people believe in Barnes & Noble the same way that they used to. I used to love the idea of Barnes & Noble as a bookstore, but anymore, if I go, it's for impulse buy. It's not really to find anything. I know if I want to find something, I can find it online and get it online, usually cheaper. Maybe not immediate, but at least I know I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get. Other than that one experience I had with B&N, you might remember a few months ago, they sent the wrong product. Same SKU, but it was a different product. It was bizarre. It was so asinine. So I'm not a fan of Barnes & Noble. I'm just going to put that out there. So I'm a little biased. Had a bad experience, really pretty bad experience with them. Their customer service kind of handled it half-assed, like, well, we can resend it to you, but you can't we can resend it to you, but we can't promise you're going to get what you ordered. And I'm like, well, they were kind about it, so I got to give them a few points for that. But at the same time, wow. Okay. Okay, a product view. Now that I've covered a little bit of news, look at this. See this t-shirt? It's a Darth Vader t-shirt. I found out through, I think her name or her handle is Katniss87? Katniss, I know she goes by on Twitter. She told me about this shirt that was available at a store, so I got it. It's pretty comfortable. No tag up here, although they decided to put the tag like on my butt. Not on it. I mean, like in the tail section of the shirt down here. I don't know why. Why do we still deal with tags? It's soft enough that I think I could wear it and be comfortable with this on. I hadn't washed this one, but it's soft. It's pretty soft, so I expect it would get softer over time. And of course, you know me, I like Darth Vader. Apple, for all those who are testing OS X Yosemite Public Beta 2, has released... Well, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Apple, if you are Apple has released OS X Yosemite Public Beta 2 to testers. So what I was trying to say is, if you're a tester and of Yosemite, this beta, the public beta that Apple's released, Beta 2 should be available by way of the App Store, and you can download it, install it. They've continued to move forward with cleaning things up. I've been watching carefully, seeing what the feedback has been, not just with the OS X Yosemite, which I do plan on upgrading to, absolutely, but also reading the feedback that I've seen on iOS 8 in the beta. I still don't feel like I'm ready to make the leap to beta. I'll likely jump to either platform when they've gone gold, and I pay the developer premium, or I guess a developer fee, because I have the app in the App Store for iOS and Android, so there's my iOS side, and I'll be able to access iOS 8 when it's final there. And last year, I ended up spending $100 ahead of time to get a head start on OS X Yosemite Final, if only to better prepare a review for everybody out there. So, yes, good news for everybody. Also, good news for one person. Sideshow is a company that I've been, I don't want to say working with. They've sent me a few of their action figures. Some people would call them dolls. I like to believe they are action figures, posable action figures. This one I know my, I guess, what would you call her? Virtual assistant Kat loves. She's in love with this actor. Is it Chris? What? Shows you how much of a fan I am. Chris something. Chris Handsomer Than I Am, I think is his last name. I think that's what you call him. I want to call him Chris Hardwick, but I think that's a different guy. Who is this Chris? Someone tell me if you're watching this live video stream. So Sideshow sent me this Thor action figure, and you saw me pose it a variety of times. You've probably seen it floating around in the vlog. You can pose it in a variety of states, and the nice thing about this figure is that you can stand it without a stand, or I guess pose it without a stand, and as soon as you get it really well balanced. And he's so lifelike, which to me is, I don't want to say creepy, because that's part of the value of having these types of action figures. He's pretty tall. He poses well. He's got I'd say a range of accessories. In fact, I keep everything. Now, okay, this is another reason why I'm talking about it, because I was going through things today and I realized I did not give this collectible. It's a 6th scale action figure. I didn't give it a fair shake after putting it together. But see, it's got all these other accessories, so I can replace his hands. I can replace certain parts of his, I guess, assembly. That's where his head went. And there's a creepy hand. It's like Thing from the Addams Family. I find action figures like this fascinating. I didn't grow up with this kind of action figure, but I like the fact that I can pose it. And if I have an idea for a scene that I want to photograph with this action figure and another, I would do it. But I tend not to collect these types of action figures because they're so lifelike. And that, I'm going to say it. It really weirds me out in a good way. That just told the quality that went into this figure. The sculpt is perfect. The posability and the articulation, I don't think you could want for more. Sideshow Collectibles is very well known for the amount of quality that goes into their products, and of course the collectability. But the face is just so realistic. This is one of the reasons you want to know why I collect Darth Vader things. I tend to collect things, if I do, things that have masks. and things that have, you can't see an actual face on it, because this to me is just like, whoa, that's bizarre. I didn't grow up, I grew up with action figures, but they look like figures. They didn't look like the real people. This looks like the real person. That's, if you want, I don't know if that really speaks to a review. It depends on what you're looking for, but if you were hoping that this would stand to your expectations, I believe it can, and it will, especially if you're a fan of Thor. I'm not as much of a fan of Thor as my friend is, and you've met him once, Doug, of Doug and Michelle. They're together with Bentley. He is a huge Thor fan, and he's got tons of things. See, look at that. He's standing on his own. I got him to pose just like that. The detail. The sculpt is just breathtaking. The paint job, spot on. Just the detail is amazing. This to me is what separates a collectible action figure from a quote unquote doll. A doll, you slap some stuff on, you twist the head, move the arms, and it's a doll, right? This is articulated in every way that you would want. I love this type of photography on Instagram. People ask, will you follow me on Instagram? And maybe that may have been you. I tend to follow people who do toy photography. Tends to be what I like. I like looking at stuff. I like looking at it. I don't necessarily collect it. And I learned that about myself. This is why I like things with masks, not real human features on anything. Those are the things I tend to collect. So I guess that's my review of the Thor collectible figure, courtesy of Sideshow Collectible. Sideshow Collectibles. Look at that. There's even the black cape in there. I hadn't even taken that out. Love the box, too. High quality stuff. This is, of course, from the Dark World. Yep. MMS 224, 1/6 scale collectible figure. I was talking about Thor, hon. Yeah. So if the baby comes out looking like Thor, I've got some questions. Because he's realistic. It's another product view for everybody out there. What time is it? All right, we're almost about halfway. You okay, baby?
Yeah.
You've kind of been having a headache going on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Off.
Off, okay. Well, do you want to turn on the light switch? Maybe that'll help. On, off. Sorry. I was just really geeking out over a few things here. Yeah, having fun.
You showed them your shirt?
I did show them my shirt, and I also thanked Katniss for telling me. Mm-hmm. She didn't think I was paying attention. I pay attention. I don't get a chance to reply to a lot of people because there's a lot of comments that come in, and I really, if I could do anything, if I had a spare hour or two, and every day I would do that. I would do just that. But I'm taking care of a lot right now. Not just wrapping up the latter part of Vlogger Fair, but everything else as well. Max 3099 says, I want an Iron Man from them. They also sent those Iron Man busts that I have downstairs on display in the front room. Chris Hemsworth. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Don Heller. And say hello to Val for me, my love. Hemsworth. I was thinking Hardwick. I knew it was an H. Give me credit for that. There's a big difference between Chris Hardwick and Chris Hemsworth.
I just know Liam Hemsworth.
He's Chris Hemsworth's brother. Mm-hmm. Thor's brother. Yes. But you gotta give me credit. At least I knew it was Thor. Yeah. Right? I could be like, look at Green Lantern. Green Lantern matches my curtains.
That's Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
right?
Wow! Oh my God, Diana's gonna school me. That's fine. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy to hear that. I don't know. I just, and this is the thing, honestly. I was explaining at the beginning of the show that I've been going through stuff and getting rid of things. I got a stack of old manuals from products that I just got rid of because they broke or I got rid of them. A whole bunch of old technology that's just been really shelved. Your brother Hector's going to be here, so I'm going to pretty much give him first run. I'm like, hey, take what you want, and the rest is getting donated, basically. Because, I just never really used it. And the technology just tends to get less and less valuable over time. It served a purpose at one time, usually, if I used it. But this I'm never getting rid of. This is going to be valuable 100 years from now. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Most tech crap? Nope. Tech crap's good. Tech crap is good for this. See, this tech crap does this stuff. But it's not worth anything other than in the moment. Technology tends not to hold its value over time. That guy commenting apparently is someone must have asked something about Max 3099. We met him this weekend at Vlogger Fair. He says I need a good, maybe free video editor. And he's asking Greg. Greg qualified that, asking if he was on Windows or Mac OS 10. That guy commenting said Max Lightworks is the best free editor he has found. I have not. I don't think I've ever used it. I was really honestly on Windows. In fact, I think some of the videos in my old, or I guess, yeah, in the other YouTube channel are done in Windows Movie Maker back in the day. classic. I like iMovie on OS 10. I use Final Cut Pro 10. This is a common question that a lot of people ask. Ultimately, you got to find something that works for you and that's easy for you and that helps you get the stuff done. You can learn as much as you want on any platform that suits you. And ultimately, it seems that every video tool has a value. It's a matter of what value you need from that video editor. It's one of the reasons why iMovie works exceedingly well for my dad. He had Windows XP for years and never used Windows Movie Maker. Told him it was there, didn't touch it, gets an iPhone, and suddenly he's just a video editing master. Adding soundtracks, titles, I'm like, oh, Dad. And then he realized that you could use iMovie on the iPad. So, and he tells me as if it was a revelation. Well, you know that on the iPad it's bigger. I'm going to kick in the screensaver. Made sure everybody got the credit they deserve. If your name was supposed to be on there at that patron level and it was not, let us know. I'll talk to my my virtual assistant. What's the word I use for Kat? I just call her Kat. K-A-T. She's in love with Chris Hemsworth. Hello, Kat. I am from the planet. What's the planet again? Asgard. I guard asses. That's what I do.
Is that his real voice or is that Thor's voice?
I don't know.
Oh.
What else was Chris Hemsworth in?
That's it.
Thor. Just Thor. I wouldn't know. I know. Oh, Muvie. In fact, Max 3099. Muvie was giving away VIP codes at Vlogger Fair as well, or codes to redeem for Muvie, I believe. And if not, drop me a line. I'll make sure you get connected for it because I know you were there and have been quite supportive of our various efforts. In fact, I'm surprised. And hey, Kevin Paulson says the return of Diana. It's kind of like the return of the king. Only Diana's not a king; she's a queen. And not to be confused with Tyler Oakley, who apparently is a queen as well. This is what he said. I only know kind of from the outside, like the words that get used and everything. He loves his community. I love my community too. My nomies, all you out there. Don and Val. I know Don's watching. I'm not sure if Val's in the audience as well, but I just want to let you know, hon, that you got friends.
Oh,
you got friends out there. Tesla. Now they make cars. It's a big deal. I would be interested in possibly driving one of their cars. I think they look like they would be something that I would want to drive. I'm a big fan of saving on gas. At least the gas you put in a vehicle. Not some. I like more gas in me because it's kind of fun. I'm alive, so I like. It's fun for me. This is one of the benefits of having a pregnant wife. She's got a burpee. You burp a lot. It's great. Yeah. Like in the middle of the night, I'll just hear blah. I'm like, well, I'm like, well, that wasn't me.
Yeah. I think I'm doing it less now that the belly's dropping.
So, this is the story. Diana's belly has dropped. Diana's belly has dropped. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you've been paying attention to the vlogs, you would know that this means the baby is moving into position. Red 5, standing by. It's coming. It's coming. It's this close. It's this close. That's my best Robert De Niro. This close. I don't know. That wasn't even a Robert. It wasn't even Robert.
We can start counting down the days.
But we don't know when the day's going to be.
Yeah.
Baby is moving into position though, so sometime in the near future, Diana, you'll hear in the background, I got a cramp. I'm like, I don't think it's a cramp. And then hours later, baby Pirillo is among us. Val says hello to you and Diana. Hello, Val. We shared a very gentle moment at Vlogger Fair. It was wonderful to meet y'all face to face. Max 3099 said, okay, I missed it, and I did like Prodrenalin. Prodrenalin works if you use the GoPro for video, and I haven't done that yet. And I broke my vlog camera, which I don't know, did that come out in the vlog yet? Oh, yeah, it did, because Liz was wrong about basketball. She told Dad the story of basketball. She said it was invented in Canada. Apparently, comments are saying, no. Can't believe those Canadians. You give them an inch, and they take a coffee crunch. That's what it's called, right? Coffee crunch? Oh, coffee crisp. Okay. Crisp, crunch, same thing. Oh, I know. I just threw down. I think that's what I did there. We're doing a snack time live this Sunday in the other YouTube channel, just so you know. Going to be eating some cool, different potato chips. Some from Thailand, which I got on Amazon, so other people can get it, and some local ones too. I guess there's a bacon poutine Lay's in Canada. We're not that close to get one. I'd love that though. I'd love to do. Drop my Darth Vader ring. Oops. I would love that to find more wacky potato chips because we're gonna basically be sampling them with my parents down at the kitchen table, and have fun live, eating some snack time with Chris and Diana and my parents, and pretty soon your parents too.
And you might eat mac and cheese.
I know I'll eat mac and cheese bacon flavored potato chips, so not the actual mac and cheese. Oh, so anyway, I was saying Tesla, this car, the Model S software update. You get me going. Apparently, the software update is going to bring the ability to start your car, the Tesla S, with an iPhone.
Whoa.
I like that idea. I really like that idea. If only because I always have the phone on me, and also because, like, I'm in the car. I'm like, oh, why can't I start the car? Oh, my phone's at home. I'd never leave it at home again. That'd be kind of nice. So I'm inching towards there. We still got another year on our leases, our respective leases for our cars. We'll see what happens in another year or so. But Tesla S is on my radar. Absolutely. Jonathan Rivera. We got to be quiet because Jonathan's watching with the baby sleeping on him. See, we already have other families tuned in here. This is kind of nice. Jonathan said he tweeted you and me a picture of his baby, Naya.
Oh, really?
It's very, very nice. So Diana's going to look right now, aren't you? She's all about the baby pictures. I'm also very grateful. My mom has been helping kind of organize, get things straightened, cleaned, prepared for the baby stuff. Because boy, we had a lot of stuff that needed to kind of be gone through, and so we've been rearranging some stuff. And Diana's got ultimate approval. She can walk in and go, no. This is your wand. Like no.
Disappear.
I was trying to disappear, but I don't think that was very effective. The Verge has leaked that you wonder what happens on a slower news day. The Verge has kind of leaked information about a potential Microsoft event set to unveil Windows 9 on September 30th. To my knowledge, this is not official. So I don't want to spread a rumor. What I do, however, want to kind of dive into a little bit here is just talking a bit about why Microsoft might be doing this on September 30th, if it's happening this fall, and specifically why they're talking about Windows 9. This is very important. Apple is set to do what I think is on September 9th. So Microsoft, September 30th, talking about Windows 9, allegedly. Apple having an event on September 9th. So there's a difference between Windows 9 and September 9th. Some people don't know the difference. I think that's what it is because I'm going to be obviously interested in what's going on. So Microsoft would likely do something like this for a few different reasons. One, they haven't made any major announcements lately, quite honestly, anything earth-shattering. Two, what's coming up?
The baby's birth.
Okay, so in a grander scheme of industry, what is coming up? What's an important time of year?
Oh, the iPhone announcement.
Well, that could be part of it, but the holiday season, the shopping season. So
yeah.
they got to get the word out that, don't buy Apple. Apple's, no, you love us, and here's why. So I'm pretending to be Microsoft there.
And you get the Darth Vader shoes in December.
I do when the Darth Vader shoes are released in December. I'm counting down the days for those. But for everybody else out there who just does not give a lick about Darth Vader, the reason Microsoft would likely do something like this is if only to kind of throw their hat into the ring and say, hey, I'm not quite dead. I'm not dead yet. Shut up, you'll be stone dead in a moment. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Monty Python. She still has not seen Holy Grail. So they would do this if only to keep you remembering that Microsoft exists and that PCs are still valuable according to Microsoft and that Windows is still there. So if they do not say something that is like not just earth-shattering, but just like enough to say, okay, can we call a mulligan on Windows 8? We're so sorry. I know Windows Vista, Windows Millennium Edition. Nah, no Windows 8. I don't know what we were thinking, but Windows 9 is going to totally be better. And we listened to all of the feedback that Chris Pirillo and his dad did when we didn't listen to them, we thought they were crazy, and we moved forward with the things we wanted to do anyway, because Chris Pirillo and his dad are crazy. Even with that viral video of him using Windows 8, the consumer release edition for the first time, was pretty accurate, and Chris was right. No. Windows 9 is going to be better, because we're going to do things that are going to make it better for you if you have a traditional PC. And we're going to make it better for you if you have a laptop PC. And we're going to make it better for you if you want to use your PC as a tablet. Because we're Microsoft and we win. Yay! Damn, my arms are white. Just seeing it, like the stark contrast against the black shirt there. So, they're rallying the troops. They got to do this. Because if they do not show something that gets consumers excited, what are those consumers going to do? Just think about this. What are they going to do come this holiday season? Apple just announces this. Let's just assume all Apple does is announce a new iPhone. Could be enough. Do you get your parents a new iPhone, or do you get them a new PC running something that you just don't really like, or they may not like and be confused by? And let's say Apple announces something else. Let's say they say, you know what? We're going to give you a new iPad Air. Even though I don't know if they would necessarily do that. And you know what? We're going to give you a wearable. We're going to call it the iString or something. We're going to give you all these things that'll make you happy that you want to buy. And stay with us. And then they'll have little, the 7 dwarves coming out like, hi-ho, it's off to the Apple Store we go. Do. I realized when I was watching the Disney XD last night, as I was flipping through the channels, waiting for Doctor Who, Capaldi's Doctor is this Saturday. I cannot wait. I'm going to be glued to the screen. BBC America, I was flipping through. 7D. I couldn't figure out what 7D was short for. The 7 dwarves.
Oh.
The 7D. The 7D. Kind of cute. So I'm preparing myself for being a parent here. If that wasn't apparent to you, the thing they got to do really is divert your attention from what Apple might announce. Anything Apple might announce. Anything. Google, I don't know if they're necessarily going to be announcing anything. I mean, granted, they've been working on the next version of Android. What do they call it? I want to say Vitamin K, but that's not it. Android L, short for lollipop or Lilliputian, or no, it's probably going to be a candy thing, because that stands to reason. There's Jelly Bean, Gingerbread, Froyo, Kit Kat. Android L, yes. I don't think we know what L officially is yet. So, anyway, and Google's not really in the consumer space really that much anyway. Microsoft is basically likely to do something like this. And that's a crucial time, because it's right before the holiday shopping season. People are going to be asking. My dad always asks, well, what do you think about X? What do you think about Y? Oh, well, I think this. And I tell him, you guys think that it's, I keep things to myself. I tell everybody my thoughts. Obviously, I'm Italian, and I'll tell my dad exactly what I think. And sometimes that's not a good thing. You don't sometimes want to tell your family exactly what you think. Sometimes you have to hide it. Yeah, because family, can't pick them.
Or can you?
You can't. So, or maybe I did when I was up there going, you know what? This family looks fun. I'm drifting over there. The stork brought me down. Boom. They have to do something like this, because if they don't, Apple's just going to stomp on them. Microsoft's already getting, it's like, kick them when they're down. And Microsoft obviously doesn't want to do that. I don't even want to see that. I live in the Seattle area. The last thing I want to hear is the economy is going to tank because Microsoft's not doing well. I'm not worried about Amazon. Amazon's doing fair to partly cloudy at this point. Very happy. I would say Amazon's probably got a bigger presence in Seattle these days than Microsoft. Yeah. Just FYI. That's just culturally. I probably know of more people working at Amazon than I do at Microsoft anymore. And it's not because I broke off friendships because they worked at Microsoft. I have no problem with Microsoft. They have to come out and they have to say, here's what we're working on and here's what you get, and don't just jump ship yet. Just wait. Here's what we have. And that may be enough to assuage certain fears from consumers and steer them back to Windows, or keep them within Windows and say, I have Windows 7 and yeah, that looks pretty good. That Windows 9 looks like it will work for me whenever it would be available. I would not expect Microsoft to ship anything with Windows 9 this year. I could be wrong. It could happen. It's gone under the name Threshold. It aims to kind of bridge that gap in a better capacity than they did with Windows 8. I really do. I joke about it now, but I've taken so many lumps over time because of my opinions about Microsoft and Windows. And I hate to say this, but 9 times out of 10, I've been correct. I was right with Windows Millennium Edition. I was right with Windows Vista, and I was right with Windows 8. So, just going to tell you, my track record's pretty strong in that area. You can agree or disagree. History shows it. They've got to convince users that Windows is still worth sticking with. They have to. They cannot afford to wait another year. They wait another year, more people use Android. They wait another year, more people go to Mac or iOS. And that's exactly what Apple's banking on. That Microsoft cannot have that. The question is, when Microsoft does reveal, eventually, at some point, maybe in the near future or not, when they do reveal Windows 9, will it be enough? Or will it be too little too late? Too late? Boy, I better stop. I thought I was... It's all this sweating. I'm not used to that. It'll work. Physical labor. Will it be too little too late? I don't believe so. I think Microsoft has not lost. Has not lost the game. It's a race that never ends. I think Microsoft can still pull something off. They've got strong partnerships as long as they haven't upset those partnerships, specifically in releasing the Surface. I don't know if we're going to see another Surface PC. I could be wrong, but it's not been a moneymaker. It's been a huge loss for Microsoft, damaged a lot of relationships, and just kind of, I wouldn't say leveled the playing field, but it's the playing field's kind of a wide open space right now. You got Android, you got Windows, you got iOS. They're all kind of floating around in the same space, and I was explaining to my dad last night. What was it? No, the night before, we were talking about something. And he said, I don't understand why Google can't do this, or why Microsoft can't do that. I said, because they're all different. Apple's got a different business model than Google, than Microsoft. They all have different business models. So just because one person makes a move doesn't mean that they're going to automatically decimate the others. Or they have to make the same move that another company makes. Ultimately, each company is best served by being their own company. So Microsoft has to really show some dramatic changes with Windows and get people excited about using Windows again for people to keep them from switching away. Because once someone switches away, it's very difficult to get them to switch back. It's usually the way it is. Once you've lost a customer, it's very difficult to get them back because they already have in their head the pain that they have. It's like, you break up with someone, then you get back together with them. You break up again, you get back together, you get back. I mean, you know what's going to happen. You know you're going to have an argument that's going to sound a lot like the first argument you had. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Do we have arguments?
What do we argue about?
Well, we don't. We're a perfect couple. I don't know if anybody knew this.
Well, sometimes we argue about... like one of us wants to go to the movies.
I know. Hun, I've been busy.
But we found a new spot for popcorn.
Oh, yes. A new spot for popcorn. That said it all. Diana only wanted to go to the movies. Spend $50 on a movie that probably sucked just for the movie popcorn. See, it just tells me where her head's at. Anyway, I wanted to spend some time on that rumor, which has not been found. There was no foundation to it, but I wanted to speak to it as to why it would likely happen or needs to happen at some point in the near future. So Adam Wallace just tweeted Chris and Diana a selfie of him watching us. So Diana's going to retweet that. Yes. I know where Diana's head's at. You still haven't tweeted today's vlog.
I haven't?
No.
Oh, there's the baby.
Oh, we have babies. Okay, here. Look at that. We have babies watching TLDR right now.
Your voice must soothe them.
I thought it was just the opposite. The cheese grater ever breaks, you can just use my voice. It's very grating. Nails on a chalkboard, really. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, bearing with me through one of these types of news days. Wanted to talk a bit about a couple of topics in depth. Let me check to make sure which Q&A with you and me I'm doing today. What more should Apple be doing? Okay. I guess I'm going to dive deep on that. That's the Q&A with you and me today. It's a patron exclusive. You can become a patron at chrispirillo.com. Looking for all kinds of support. Any support you can give. We really appreciate it. Hope you like today's efforts. Hope you are enjoying yourself. Hope you're having a great week. Tomorrow's the AMA. We initiated the public thread on Facebook. $5 patrons on up get AMA priority. This weekend, I can tell you, we're doing at least one snack time in the other, the vlog YouTube channel. Diana's going to be giving birth at any moment. Seriously, I mean, it could happen in the middle of TLDR, and then it's just going to be this empty broadcast. I'm like, gotta go! Yank the cord, and then I'm like, well, not her cord. I mean, that wouldn't have popped out by then. Oh, it's a fascinating experience. You guys want to feel nauseated? Watch birthing videos. It's the miracle of birth, but hey, it's a miracle more people just don't pass out, really, from the whole, oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. So, I think that's about all I wanted to say. You're all my nomies. We've got nomies and super nomies. I think do I want to say super nomies? I'm still looking for a better word for this. Super nomies is the best I can come up with. Yeah. Super nomies are the patrons. Everyone's a nomie. You're my nomie. You're my nomie. Wouldn't you like to be a nomie too? Be a nomie. Go to nomies.com. Be a nomie. Go to nomies.com. Okay, I'm done.
We're like the old nomies because we're the parents of all the little
well, yeah, but there's some older people too. I don't mean old. I mean, if you're 42 or older, you're older.
But we're still their parents.
I know, and pretty soon we'll be able to go with Baby Pirillo and get the senior discount and the kids discount. It's awesome because of me. I'll qualify for discounts. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. Hope you had fun. I know I did. I love spending this time with you. I'm going to wrap this up. Jump onto the Q&A with you and me to talk what more Apple can do right now, things where my head's at today. The answer I give to that question is probably going to be different today than it would a week from now. But thank you. I just wanted to say I love you. If you love me, we love you. That's how it works. Mutual respect, admiration we got going on between us, even though I may never meet you face to face. Hopefully, maybe one day. So, at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. We'll see you later.